The Reader Center is one way we in the newsroom are trying to connect with you, by highlighting your perspectives and experiences, and offering insight into how we work. Like, comment, share. With the tap of a finger or the click of a mouse, social media users perform these actions so often they might seem insignificant. News publishers, however, pay attention. Why? Because these types of social interactions help publishers create a sense of community around their journalism and build reader loyalty, both key drivers for acquiring subscriptions and appealing to advertisers, who are eager to target their products to the most engaged readers. A company called NewsWhip, which compiles data on social media publishers, recently provided a year-end list of which New York Times articles performed the best by that standard. It found that stories about the Las Vegas shooting, the London terrorist attack and Paul Manafort's indictment all ranked among the 10 most engaging stories across social media this year. Ultimately, though, it was a lighter moment, that came during a dark time, that generated the most likes, comments, and shares from Times readers. In September, after Hurricane Harvey battered Texas and before Hurricane Irma made landfall in Florida, the Times introduced readers to Harvey and Irma Schluter, a couple from Spokane, Washington, who have been married for 75 years. The article, written by Jonah Bromwich, was closer to an anniversary announcement than a weather story, but amid the busiest hurricane season on record, social media took solace in the life stories of the Schluters, who in all their years had only ever seen a hurricane on television. Readers on Facebook embraced the couple. God bless them. Married for that long, exemplifies what it means that marriage is a life partnership, wrote one reader on the Times's Facebook post. The radio host Delilah shared the article with her 1.5 million Facebook followers, writing, "Something to smile about amidst the hurricanes, and now earthquake." On Reddit, users were a little more wary. "I honestly thought it was an article from The Onion at first," wrote one. "They are Category 5 adorable," a Redditor wrote. "No way, Jose," said another, a reference to the third hurricane that was building on the heels of Hurricanes Harvey and Irma. But on Twitter, where discourse has been especially fractured this year, the story crossed political boundaries. Politicians, like Jeb Bush and Bobby Jindal, and commentators, like Glenn Beck and Ann Coulter, tweeted it. Soon after the Times article published, other news outlets, including Time, Fox News, USA Today, Daily Mail, and the Daily Telegraph, ran similar stories about the Spokane couple. Mrs. Schluter, who turned 93 in November, said in a recent phone interview that she thought the Times article was real nice, but she was surprised by the scale of the response. She said Mr. Schluter, 104, was too. He says, "Well, how could that happen?" And I said, "Don't ask me, I don't know," Mrs. Schluter said. Readers on social media gravitate to this type of story, though, and this one had all the right elements. It traced a union that has endured for over 7 decades, and it offered an uplifting message during a summer dominated by disaster. It also probably didn't hurt that the Schluters proved to be exceptionally altruistic people, who had fostered more than 120 foster children over the years. Mr. Bromwich's hypothesis: people were hungry for something other than tales of woe. It was not an article that people read and kind of reflected on too much, Mr. Bromwich said. It was an article that made people smile, made them feel good, and then they went about their day basically, and I think there's nothing wrong with that.